Hey, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, and here we got the 1967 April 13th game between the Minnesota Twins and the Baltimore Orioles. We are playing in Baltimore, and it's going to be Dean Chance against Jim Palmer. I had to use Steve's card computer to make Jim Palmer card because it didn't come with the set. Let me go over the lineups real quick. Tovar in center field, Rollins at third base, Oliva in right field, Killebrew at first base, Carew at second base, Allison in left field, Batty the catcher, shortstop is Versailles, excuse me. First, now I remember how to pronounce it. I looked it up, Versailles, but that was a law. I played with him 3-4 years ago. And then, of course, Dean Chance. For the Baltimore Orioles is Aparicio at short, Blair in center, Frank Robinson in right. Third baseman is Brooks Robinson. Powell, the first baseman. Kurt Blefary in left field. Davey Johnson, the second baseman. Catcher is Andy Etchebarren. And Jim Palmer is on the mound. He had 9 starts that season. And let's do it. Let's get ourselves we're ready. Here's the first pitch of the game. It's a 53 and a 17. It's a 2 right fielder, so that's going to be a range hit, I believe, and a single to right. So a base hit to right field, and Tovar is on. Here comes Rich Rollins with a 14, and that's lifted to left field. Right there is Kurt Blefary, 1 out. Next is a 13, and that is a ball 4, so that puts runners on first and second. So Oliva walks, and here comes Harman Killebrew. I don't know what. I got tongue-tied. Harman Killebrew. First baseman with crazy power in 67. He's got a 1 at 66, a 1 at 11, a 5 at 33, a 6 at 22. Wow. Good pitch. 2 men on. Ooh, and that is going to be ball 4. Jim Palmer's a BW, so he walked a bunch of guys. That's going to load the bases with only 1 out. What we have to hope for here is a ground ball double play. Rod Carew steps in the box. He's a lefty hitter. Here's a pitch and a 25, and that's going to be an 8. But against a B pitcher will be some sort of an out. If we can get to it here. Against a B pitcher, it's going to be a fly ball. Runners advance 1 base. All right, so everybody advances. He scores. So that's going to be sac fly, 8, and 1 scores. Oliva goes to third, and Killebrew tags up and goes to second. So 2 outs, runner on second now. Runner on second and third, and it's 1-0. Twins with another 25. This time it'll be a 9 on Allison. And it's second and third this time, and a 9 will be a fly out. No, 2 out strikeout. And that retires the side. So 1 run on 1 hit, 2 walks, and a sacrifice fly. And we go to the bottom of the first. Playing APBA Classic using the 67 cards, which I sleeved up to protect. That's a fly ball towards right center. And right there is Tony Oliva, 1 down. Paul Blair with a 62, and that'll be a 40. And there's no W up there, so it'll be a foul ball. A 16 is bounced to short. Shortstop Versailles makes the play. And here is Robinson with a 17, and that is going to be a base hit. Same exact number. So Frank Robinson singles to right. And here's Brooks Robinson with a 44, and that is ripped to left center field. Heading over to third is Frank Robinson. So we have 2 out rally going on here. Runners on first and third. And it's a 14. That's lifted to shallow left. Racing in is Allison. Going back are the shortstop Versailles and the third baseman Rollins. And it's Allison that makes the catch to retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 left, and we move to the top of the second inning. Here's Batty with a 61. That'll be bounced to short. Easy pickings for the shortstop, Aparicio, and he fires on target to his first baseman, Powell. Next up is Versailles with a 24, and it struck him out. Second strikeout of the game. Here comes the pitcher now. Pitcher is Dean Chance. And Chance bounces up one up the middle, and will the shortstop get to it? Yes, he does. Spins and throw to first, and that retires the side. Kurt Blefary is leading off the bottom of the second inning with a 13, and that's ball 4. Heads on down to first base. Next up is Dave Johnson. That's a 42, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Johnson swings and misses through a curveball. Here's Andy Etchebarren with a 32, and that's bounced to second base. Second baseman Rod Carew flips to shortstop Versailles for the force, 4-6. And this is the pitcher, Jim Palmer, with a 25, and that'll be ball 4. Oh, he has a Z, so it won't be a ball 4. So we got to hold on to that Z. And it's going to be a fly ball to right, so let me get rid of that. It's a fly ball to right, and that ends the inning. Covering ground is Tony Oliva, gets to it and puts it away. All right, we go to the top of the third inning. It's Tovar leading off. Cesar Tovar. It's a 45, and that's a walk. Here's Rollins with a 15, and that's a single. Oh, no, that's going to be an out. Going to be a fly ball center field. 1 out because it's a B pitcher. Here's Oliva with a 35, and that's a 9, and that's going to be a little nubber down the line, and charging hard as a third baseman, bare hands it, but drops the ball. Let's see what happens. Will it be a hit or an error? And on the scoreboard, it's E5. Oh, no, it's a base hit. They give him a base hit. Oh, my goodness. My mistake. Here's Harman Killebrew with 2 men on with a 44, and that's going to be a single. No, first and second, because remember, he's a B. So a B is going to be a out at first, runner's advantage. So bounce to third. Up with it is Robinson, and he throws out Killebrew. So 2 out and 2 on, and here's a pitch to Carew. Snake eyes. That's going to take us into the second column. So that's line into the right field corner, and that's going to bounce around. 1 run scores, 2 run scores, and into second base is Rod Carew with a 2-run double. 1 and 3 drives in 2 there. And 2 out. Here's Allison. Allison with a 54, and that's a fly ball. And right fielder Robinson there to end the inning. So they pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. We are at the bottom of the third. Top of the order, Aparicio with a 46, and that's lifted to right. Charging hard is Oliva, and Oliva gets there. Here's Paul Blair with a 14, and that's a drive in the gap in left center field. And running it down is the left fielder, Bob Allison. 2 out, 61, and that'll be bounced to short. Easy play for the shortstop, Versailles. All right, Batty's up. 23, and that'll be a fly to left. Camping under it is Bob Allison. He makes the catch. Here's Versailles with an 11. That's going to take us to extra bases, a 33, and that's a deep drive to left field. Back goes the, there's only 1 guy on base, and that ball is out of here. So home run for Versailles. And next is going to be the pitcher, And it's going to be Dean Chance. And Dean Chance got the card right in front of me, and that's a center field Lifted to center field and out. Here's Tovar, 2 out and nobody on, a 35. That'll be a 40. That's a ball 4, I believe, because he's got a W. So that's going to be ball 4. Yep, and it is. So a 2-out walk to Tovar. Here's Rollins with a 45. And that's back-to-back walks once there's 2 outs. So both Tovar and Rollins walk here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's Oliva, a 31 and a 9. First and second with a 9. Maybe a base hit. And single beats out infield hit, so the bases are loaded. And with 2 outs, here's Harman Killebrew. He's got the power to turn this game around. And that is going to be a deep drive by Killebrew to left field. Left center field, back goes the center fielder Blair and the left fielder Bleffery, and that ball is gone. A 3-run, a grand salami for the killer from Manila. Home run, so he drives in 1 to 4. All right, so they broke it open now. They got 7 runs. And we'll see. I doubt there are going to be more, but you never know. Here's Rod Carew with a fly ball left field, and that will end the inning. But they pick up 4 runs on 3 hits. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Brooks Robinson leading it off, and that's a 36. That'll be a strike. Oh, no, a pop-up. Third base, 1 away. Next is Powell with a 35, and that'll be ball 4. Kurt Bleffery with a 33, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. Powell will stop at third. They're going to hold him up. Oh. Put the lines in the wrong spot. Even though that looks kind of funkadelic, I like that. Could mean something special. All right, here's so Kurt Bleffery drives one in the gap, and it's going to roll to the wall. He's going to dig for 2, and ahead of the throw, here's Davey Johnson. 23, and that'll be a 26 with runners on second and third. And I will, what's the score here? 4-0. Yeah, so I'm going to be back. It's a 26 with runners on second and third. And the second baseman's a 7. So it's going to be a 4-3 put out. There's only 1 play, and that's the first. And that'll allow a run to score. So Davey Johnson picks up an RBI. Here's Andy Etchebarren with a 35. And that's a 38 with runner on second base. Runner first on error with 2 outs. Runner goes out at third. There are 2 outs, so 38. Runner goes to third on error. So it's going to be an error. E6, and this second. Yep, runner on second, so he'll go to third. Okay. So now we got first and third. And here comes Jim Palmer back with 63. Struck him out. Now retire the side. So 1 run on 2 hits. And we go to the top of the 5th. It's Allison leading off with a 12. And that'll be a grounder to second. Easy play for Davey Johnson. 1 out. Here's Batty with a 44, and that will be a fly ball to center field. 2 out. Here's for sales with a 41. And that 12 is going to be a bouncer. Make sure it's yep. No, it's going to be, yep, 5-3. And that's 3 up and 3 down. We move to Aparicio on the bottom of the 5th. 33, and that is lined and caught. 1 down. Next is Blair with a 53 and a 15. Left fielder is a 1, so that 15 probably going to be first and second on E7. First and second. Runner on second. Here's a pitch, and that's a 43, which will be a 29 with a runner on second. It's a fly out to left. And now it's Boog Powell. Oh, no, it's Brooks. Brooks, that should have been Boog Powell. Now it's, wait a second. That was Frank Robinson. Where's the other Robinson? All right, it's Brooks Robinson with a runner on second and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's a 21, and that's lifted to left field. Back goes the third baseman and shortstop, but then it's the left fielder who calls it off. No, it's a shortstop makes the play. No runs, no hits, an error, 1 left, and we move to the top of the 6th inning. That was the 5th inning. Here's Versale already batted, so now we're looking at Chance. And a 65 is a foul out to the catcher. Ooh, it's going to be a base on balls. That's going to be a walk. So it's a walk to the pitcher. We got to start all over again. We're gonna swing away. Snake eyes. It's going to take us. That's a drive into the corner, and that's going to be off the wall. So Chance. I don't know if Chance will score. No. He's just a plain. So that's going to be second and third now. And next up is Rich Rollins. Oh, it's, you know what? This looks like there was a run score there. All right, here's Rollins with a 24, and that's a strikeout. And next is Tony Leva with a 54, and that's lifted to right. First and second, so they may be able to tag up on this. No, second and third, excuse me. Second and third, and we got a 32, and it's fielding column 2. So it's going to be a sac fly. If F is on second, he goes to third. Tovar, I believe, is an F. He is, so he'll go to third. So both runners tag. Oh, no, there's 2 outs. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, yes. The sacrifice fly, 9 scores. The other runner will tag up. So 2 outs now, and up comes Killebrew with a 13. That's a base on balls. Next batter, Carew, 53. That's an 18 with runners on first and third. And the shortstop is a 9, so it's an 18. That's going to be a hit by pitch, and that's going to load the bases. Next up is Bob Allison. Here's a pitch, and that is a 21. Popped up left side, and that's all she wrote. So 1, 2, 3. The hit by pitch forced in a run. So it's 1 run on 1 hit. So far, all the runs have been with very few hits for the Twins. Here comes Boog Powell, Kurt Blefary, and Davey Johnson. Hey there. Okay, so we're in the bottom of the 6th, and we are in the bottom of the 6th here. It's Boog Powell, Kurt Blefary, and Davey Johnson. Score is, I have it as 8-1. So 8-1, or I'm sorry, 9-1, excuse me. 9-1. Went over the score. Crazy game. Palmer gets pummeled, gets hammered. He's been pulled. I just realized I was half asleep when I was playing this game. And I just woke up and I just realized, oh man, he's been getting hammered and I've just been playing through it. But he's going to eventually, he has 9 starts in the major leagues and he's going to get sent down. So let's continue this game. Can't shake too much because of the time. It's a fly ball center field. Tovar has it in his sights and he puts it away. So 1 out here. The Orioles are struggling offensively. They've managed 3 hits, and that's it in this game. Here is Kurt Blefary. He's actually 1 for 1 with a double. He's going to walk here. So Dean Chance. It's Minnesota at Baltimore, 9-1. Blefary walks, and here's Davey Johnson with a 43. That's a 29 with a runner on first. And I know the pitcher's an X, so that may be a strikeout. No, it's a Y strikeout. So they are fielding column 2, and that's going to be a 1-6 fielder's choice. So break back to Chance, who goes to second, and back to first, not in time. So 2 out. And a 12, a 25 with a runner on first will be a fielder's choice for 6th and the inning. It's a little bouncer to second base, picked up by, who's over there? Rod Carew. Flips to the shortstop, Versailles, and that's all we got. They leave 1. No runs, no hits, 1 left, and we go to the top of the 7th inning. Take a quick sip of my winter hot chocolate. All right. Like I explained, it's real early, so I can't shake the dice too much, but it's going to be batty. I got his extra player card right here. I got the 67 season with the extra players. It says 68 on it, but it's 67-32. So we wrote on the cards, but that's okay. Let's bounce to second base, a 26. A 26 in APBA is a bouncer to second, picked up by Johnson. And over to Powell for out number 1. Here's Versailles, 26. And it's a ground ball in the hole. It's going to be a long throw for Versailles, a long throw for Aparicio. And he gets him. So the pitcher will bat with a 34, and that's lifted to center. Easy out. Right there is Blair. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. So it's going to be Palmer leading off here. Well, Palmer's out of the game. That was, pitching was a guy named Bunker. Bunker, Wally Bunker. That's his card right there. Wally Bunker. And so Bunker came in on a double switch. We had a double switch. So we switched catchers. It was going to be Haney. and the pitcher there. So Haney will be up. He's a catcher 6. So this will go down to 35. And it's Haney leading off. Bottom of the 7th, 61. 61 will be a bounce to the short. Easy play for Versailles. And that is 1 out. Here's Aparicio. With the snake eyes, that's going to be a drive. Gets into 1. Is anybody going to get it? I don't know. And no. Tovar can't reach it, and that's going to fall in there. Plays it off the wall, and Aparicio into second base with a double. So 1 out double here at the bottom of the 7th. Paul Blair, motor mouth, they call him. A pitch of 56, and that's a swing and a miss. Strikes him out. So 2 outs. Here's Frank Robinson. Robinson today is 1 for 3. He's singled, grounded out, and flied out. 61, and that's popped up infield. Shortstop or Sales calls for it, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Now, one of the reasons that people like APBA so much is how quickly you can get through an inning. Maybe you can get through an inning in about 10 seconds at times. Games like this, and you know most of the results, you really don't have to look at the charts. I think I have to use charts a little bit more with runners on base because things start changing around a little bit. All right, so Etchebarren's out and Haney is in. We got to get a sleeve for Haney. Try to sleeve all these cards, so sorry for the glare. All right, top of the 8th inning. It's going to be the top of the order here. Cesar Tovar is leading it off. Tovar today is 2 for 2 with 2 walks, so he's reached base 4 times. And that's been the story. And he lifts one to center field, backing up a few steps. Is Blair, and he makes the catch. So it has not been Baltimore's day. Minnesota has let them have it. Here's Rich Rollins, a 63, and that's a fly out in the gap. And after it is Blair, and Blair turned on the Jets and tracked it down. 2 out. 2 flyouts to center. And here's Tony Oliva. Antonio Lopez to Oliva. Ball 4. He walks. Trots down to first. 2 out walk to Oliva. Here comes Harman Killebrew. Killebrew has a grand slam home run today. He's walked, grounded out, hit a grand slam, and walked again. So he's 1 for 2. Everybody's really had a good day for the. Palmer 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 9 runs, 7 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch. Hit 1 batter. So here, let's see what happens with Killebrew. That's a 53, and that's a 20. Davey Johnson is a 7, so that'll be a ground ball, and he boots it. So it's going to be E4. I like to put a circle around my errors so they really stand out. Started doing that. I change as I go, and as I learn, I say, well, I really want the errors to stand out because it kind of gives me an idea of I have to look at that inning to see what role the error played. So it's going to be an E4. And that puts runners on first and second for Rod Carew, 21. That's a ball that he flicks to the opposite field, and that's down the line. Will Blefary get there? Yes, he does. Runs it down, no runs, no hits, 1 walk. A couple left with the error. And we move to the bottom of the 8th. Brooks Robinson leading it off against Dean Chance, 22. And that's lined base hit, rips 1 to left center. Played on a hop by the center fielder, Tovar. Boog Powell's next. Powell with a 43. Excuse me, that's going to be a ball hit right back to Chance. He turns around, whips it to the shortstop Versailles, and that's all they'll get as Brooks Robinson goes in hard, breaks up the potential throw to first. Next is Blefary with a 20, or Bleffery with a 20-foot strikeout. Swings and misses at a high fastball. Bleffery goes down on strikes. And here comes Davey Johnson, who's 0 for 3, struck out, grounded out twice. He's from Orlando, Florida, with a 16 and a 28, with a runner on first. The shortstop is an 8. So that'll just be a ground ball, throw to first, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. So the game has really settled down here. The first few innings, man, the Baltimore pitching staff could not get an out, but Palmer couldn't buy an out. He really struggled. Pitched to 27. He went around the lineup 3 times. That's usually one of the methods that I use to kind of, because this game doesn't have really an endurance system, an official endurance system. So what I do is I kind of check once they go through the lineup 3 times and they're struggling, I pull them. But Palmer, I could have pulled earlier. I could have pulled. It's just that grand slam totally killed him. So there was no way to save him from all those runs he gave up because he had 2 outs in the 4th inning, and the score was 4. He had given up 4 runs, which is, you keep him in, right? So maybe he'll settle down, and that's all he'll allow the rest of the game. It's still good, but he walked 2 batters, and he gave up an infield single to load the bases. All he needs is 1 out, and then you get to Killebrew, who I roll a snake eyes, and that's a 1 on his card, and he drives 1 out of the ballpark for a grand slam. So that gave him 8 runs allowed. So then I said, what the hell? I was half asleep. So I said, well, I wasn't even thinking. I just let him go. But then he really struggled in the 6th inning. He got through that inning, and I pulled him. So, pitched way too much, I'd say. Should have pulled him sooner. But again, I was playing while I was half asleep, so. And we go to the top of the 9th inning. Bob Allison, he's 0 for 4 today. He's one of the few that hasn't been on base, and that's going to be a ground ball to third, played by Brooks Robinson, 1 down. So Allison bounces out. He's 0 for 5. Earl Batty, he's 0 for 4, 52, and that'll be another ground ball to third. Brooks Robinson plays it to his left, lets it fly, 2 down. And here's Versailles. Versailles was one of the stars. He had an amazing season. I think it was 67, I believe it was. And then, of course, in 68, was it? No, it wasn't this season. He has an amazing season in 66, I think. Because this is the 67 season, even though the cards say 68. Came out in 68, 39. So that's a foul right back into the stands for a souvenir for a lucky fan. And a 32. And this is a bouncer up the middle. Over is Davey Johnson. Sets his feet, throws him out. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Finally, crazy game is over. It's a one-sided game. So the pitcher's up. We're going to get a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Excuse me. It's going to be Russ Snyder. So Russ Snyder's going to hit for bunker, and that's a 27. Struck him out. 1 down. Here's Haney. So and that's popped up behind the plate. Catcher flips his mask away, and Earl Batty has it. And now it's Luis Aparicio, who's 1 for 4. 51, and that's line. Base hit. Lines went to center for his 2nd hit of the game. And the Orioles are down to the last down. Here's Blair, and that'll do it. That's a bounce to the short, goes to second, and that is the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And the final score of this crazy 1967 April 13th game that I just picked up randomly is 9-1. So they had 7 hits, and they made 2 errors. The Minnesota, so Minnesota with 9 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. The Orioles with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, 1 run, 6 hits, and they made. I'm seeing 1 error only. So the win goes to Chance. He's 1-0, I believe. The loss goes to Palmer. He's 0-1. I have to print Palmer's card out using Steve's card maker. So if you ever need a card, you go there, and it's easy. Just to click and you print it out. So I continue playing my classic APBA. Had a blast. I'm going to write this one up. And that's about it. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Hope you enjoyed the presentation of the APBA Vintage Classic Seasons to 1967 with the 67 cards. Again, I'm using the sleeves that I use in case you want to emulate my approach. Are right here. That's what they look like. It's called Ultra Pro card sleeves. These are baseball card sleeves. The Topps baseball card sleeves, so that works great. And I'm learning these teams from the 60s, late 60s. I'm not really a 60s, I'm a 70s guy. Late 70s guy. I'm not that old. RJL thinks I'm like 102 years old. Go to hell, RJL. All right, see you guys soon. Take care now.